This is the first recording of the Mounts Bay United Benefice television service for the virus that has broken out among us. So just to wish you all very well. I know that at the moment people are having to self-isolate and getting very worried about what the future might hold and how long this thing's going to go on for. But just to let you know that we're going to be putting up a service or a thought every week for Sundays, and various ones of us will be doing that. You'll be pleased to know that I'm much better now, so thank you for your kind thoughts and prayers for me, and I'm up and running and doing this little video for you today for Mothering Sunday. So I just wanted to reflect a bit on balconies, really, because if ever you go and walk along the seafront, you'll see that so many of the hotels, say particularly if we go to Newquay, are full of hotels facing the sea. And often the best thing, if you stay in a hotel facing the sea, is to get a balcony, not just a room with a view, but a balcony too. And I was reflecting upon the fact that probably the most famous balcony scene is the one with Romeo and Juliet in William Shakespeare's play. And Romeo goes, doesn't he, to the ground and calls up to Juliet, and she's on the balcony there, but he can't quite get to her. And I was thinking about how on balconies over this last week we've seen some quite extraordinary things. So in Italy, where people are confined to their flats, many of them have been going outside onto their balconies and singing, and wonderful opera singers singing. Even the cage bird sings, and singing to their fellow flat residents. And then I've also been thinking about the people in Spain who went out onto their balconies to cheer the health service workers, the doctors and nurses who are doing their utmost for us all. And we're doing that every day, aren't we, in our prayers, cheering on the health service workers, the scientists, all those who are doing their very best to help humanity at this very difficult time for us all. We're cheering them on, just like the people in Spain. It might not be that we have a balcony to do it, but we still are cheering people on a great deal. The thing about the balcony scene, though, in Romeo and Juliet is that Romeo can't get to Juliet, but he wants to express his love for her. And that's very much how I feel today. We can't be together to usually do the things we normally do, to share our love with one another, to share our common faith with one another, our belief in Jesus Christ as the life, death and resurrection for the world. And if we all follow his way, then the world would be a good place. So we can't share that. We can't share our common thing today, but we can, just like Romeo calling out on the balcony, we can share our love with one another across the miles. And one of the things that I've been doing this week, together with Jeff and Linda and people as they've got to know this is happening, is at 10 o'clock to 10:30 every day and 5 to 5:30 every day, I've been praying for the whole situation. I've been using our little Live Lent, Caring for God's Creation book. I hope you've been finding that helpful too. And I've been praying with people, and it's as if we're connected. We may not be physically connected, but we are sharing our love, sharing our light. And I'd actually light a candle before I do the prayer every day. So maybe that's something you can do, or have a special chair in your room where you sit down at between 10 and 10:30 every day, 5 and 5:30 every day, to join with us in the prayers. And I'm working on an order of service for morning and evening prayer, which hopefully I'll get out to you by next Friday, either by email or by or by letter. So that then we can all be doing that together, and there'll be a bit special, bit more of a service for a Sunday, not massively long, but just so that we can all be together on Sunday, even though we are apart, calling out to one another sharing our love with one another and our love of God together too. So so that's what we're going to be doing in the next weeks. But I was also thinking that today, many of you would be celebrating Mothering Sunday, and if you've got people locally nearby to you, daughters and sons and grandchildren, so on, maybe they're not been able to get to you because you're self-isolated. You know, you haven't been able to do the normal things, bring the flowers, bring the chocolates, have a great meal together, or go out for a meal even, to share the love together. But the love is still there. And for those of us whose mothers have passed on and died, we know that they gave us a huge amount of love in their lives, and we might not be able to see them any longer, but their love we carry with us in our hearts. And that's exactly what we should be thinking today. Although we can't physically be together perhaps, or we can't physically see our loved ones today, that we are sharing the love. So I want to just leave that with you today, leave that thought with you about the balconies. Think about Newquay and the balconies facing the sea, and to get a view, to get a perspective. And one of the things that's so important, isn't it, in this time of crisis, is that we keep our perspective, and we keep our sense of being good people, all under God. And those two scenes for me, the people in Italy singing out from their balconies, and the people in Spain cheering on the health service, and Romeo calling out to Juliet, is just like us today. We're wanting to share our love on Mothering Sunday. It may not be physically possible for us to do that, to be there, but yet we send the love. And I and Penny send our utmost love to you. We've been working hard to try and get a telephone contact system so people can stay in contact. Nobody should be isolated, so we've got some help for everybody if needed. And please do chat to one another, please, you know, and not emails and stuff like that. I mean, really chat, really ring people up, because human voice, if we can't contact, is so important. So we're trying to set that up at the moment. We're in the midst of that. We've been busy with that this last week. And I just want to just like Romeo, call out to you, share with you my love for you all, and to wish you the very best in the week that lies ahead.